Hi, my name is Joyce, WBO champion of the world, and you're watching Sporting Icons.
Right, so to follow on for the WBC Heavyweight World Rankings, I'm going to be doing this one, which is the belts that Anthony Joshua holds, which is the WBA, IBF, and WBO. Now, I'm still undecided about the Ring Magazine, if I should do that one or not. As I said before in the previous video, if you want me to do that one, drop your comments below. Now, just to recap on the previous one as well, which I said at the opening there, many of you guys, I know you're bored because no boxing that going on, but please go check out that Barry Hearn interview as well, okay? It's like the only time that Barry Hearn has ever done pretty much an entire biopic on his life in sport, literally starting from humble beginnings up to present day and a whole lot in between. That's right, so please go check out that Barry Hearn interview. That will pop up at the end of this video. Now, for Anthony Joshua, as I said before, he's a unified heavyweight champion, WBA, IBF, WBO. He does hold the IBO as well, but you don't need IBO to become a undisputed. You only need 4 of the belts, which is why I did the WBC one before and now the 3. So with the WBA, we're going to go through these ones real quick. Otherwise, I'm going to be doing an hour video going through everything. So the WBA, Manuel Charr, he is the regular world heavyweight champion. Are you taking the absolute slash? That is absolutely outrageous. They need to bin that belt as soon as possible or force him to fight somebody who's decent. Not no damn Trevor Bryan, who is, incidentally, is the interim champion at number 1. I don't know quite what's going on with the WBA. WBA, this is a good opportunity for you, with everything being pretty quiet in a minute, to reshuffle your rankings. Okay, anyway, number 1, Trevor Bryan, as I said. Number 2, Deontay Wilder. Listen, let's be honest, it's a waste of a ranking because he's fighting for the WBC next against Tyson Fury. So it's a waste of a ranking, but listen, they have him as number 2. Number 3, Alexander Usyk. Again, waste of a ranking because he's fighting for the WBO. But, of course, when he does fight, say, Joshua for the WBO, the other belts, including the WBA, will be on the line as well. So is it a waste? Potentially yes, potentially no, but is what it is. Number 4, Adam Kownacki. Now, he did lose his last fight, so I'm quite surprised why he's holding this position, where if you check the last video with the WBC, they totally dropped him from the rankings. So should he be number 4? Don't know. Again, Luis Ortiz. He's lost 2 of his last 5. Should he be ranked number 5? I personally think not. I'm not saying he's not a top 15. I'm saying he shouldn't be ranked that high, in my opinion. Number 6, Ruiz Jr. He has 2 losses on his resume. One to Joseph Parker way back when, which is for the WBO title in New Zealand. And of course, he lost a rematch in Saudi Arabia to Anthony Joshua. But he does hold a win over Anthony Joshua. So I'm presuming that's why he's maintaining a pretty high position within the WBA. Number 7, Robert Helenius. So he's ranked number 7 and he defeated Adam Kownacki, number 4. Okay, is what it is. But again, this goes to show you the good victory that Dillian Whyte has over him, right? Now, number 8, Alexander Povetkin. Again, he's a top 15 in my opinion. Number 9, Michael Hunter. So is he. Number 10, Derek Chisora. So he's doing very well across all the rankings, really, including WBC on the previous video. Ajit Kabiel, former European heavyweight champion, number 11. Even though it says number 10 on the screen, sort out your position in there. Number 12, Kubrat Pulev. Again, he's an IBF mandatory. So is it a waste of a ranking? Potentially yes, but as he will be fighting Joshua as IBF mandatory, the WBA belt will be on the line also. Number 13, Sergey Kuzmin. I think Kuzmin is a good fighter, but is he top 15? Not too sure. Not too sure. I mean, he did get smoothed out recently, but hey, it is what it is. Number 14, Mladen Milas. I still haven't watched him, so I can't comment whether or not he's a top 15 or not. But just because I haven't watched him and I don't know too much about him doesn't mean he's not a good fighter, okay? So for me, I can't make that comment. Number 15, Fraser Quendo. You absolute muppets, WBA. Why would you put a fighter who hasn't fought in 5, 6, 7, maybe 7 years now? Why is he still ranked there? And he lost his last fight. Just pure stupidity. Anyway, that's the WBA. IBF, number 1, Kubrat Pulev. He is the mandatory, of course. Number 2, Charles Martin. Behave yourself. A win over Gerald Washington should not put you in number 2. That's outrageous. Number 3, Alexander Usyk. 4, Michael Hunter. 5, Andy Ruiz Jr. Problem with them was too much. Robert Helenius, number 6, as I said before, with his victory over Adam Kaunaki. Number 7, Filip Hrgović, still a prospect, but he's looking pretty good. Number 8, Joseph Parker, former WBO World Heavyweight Champion, of course. Number 9, Tom Schwartz, behave yourself. Behave yourself. Number 10, Derek Chisora. Number 11, Tony Yoka. Again, he's still somewhat of a prospect, but he ain't fighting nobody of any great note. So is he a top 15? Well, the jury's still out on that one. And same with Ajit Kabiel, but of course he is former former European champion. Zhang Zili, or Zili Zhang, however, Chinese fighter, undefeated. Is he a top 15? Again, we don't know. While he's looking pretty good, but against who? Okay, we really need to see him take on some pretty stiff opposition. And hopefully once all this situation gets sorted out, we will. Because in fact, he was supposed to be taking on Tom Little not so long ago. And I think there's actually talk about him taking on Martin Bakole at some point. And also Filip Hrgović against Martin Bakole as well. So we'll have to wait on that one. Dempsey McKean, I've never seen him fight. So again, I can't comment. So I can't say whether he's top 15 or not. And number 15, Otto Wallin. I mean, how does Otto Wallin be number 15 when he took Tyson Fury to life and death, where, let's be honest, had that fight been taken anywhere else, there's a good chance that fight would have been stopped and Otto Wallin would have been the champion of the lineal. Okay, but he's ranked way behind Tom Schwartz, number 9. IBF, sort your damn rankings out. The WBO now is number 1, Alexander Usyk, he is the mandatory. Number 2, Joseph Parker. Number 3, Adam Kaunaki. Adam Kaunaki still holding his position. I do think he's a top 15, but is he number 3? Number 4, Andy Ruiz Jr., of course, former champion of them. Number 5, Dan Dubois. Well, of course, he's a Frank Warren fighter. Frank Warren fighters always get good rankings in the WBO. Great relationship they have. But at the same time, is he a top 15? Maybe, potentially, especially a win over Joyce, if and when that happens. But he's looking real good so far, so I can't hate on that position. Number 6, Junior Farr. Again, Junior Farr, while he's pretty good, he hasn't beat anybody of any kind of great note. But maybe now is a good opportunity if New Zealand manage to sort out all their stuff but don't allow international flights in and out. Maybe get Joseph Parker versus Junior Farr. That'd be a pretty interesting fight over there in New Zealand. Number 7, Michael Hunter, as we already discussed. Number 8, Evangelos Romanov, who knocked out Deontay Wilder as an amateur. But as a pro, hasn't done too much. He's still undefeated, but he's looking pretty damn good so far. Is he top 15? Potentially. But let's wait. Hopefully, we get to see him take on a top 15 kind of rated opponent. Number 9, Derek Chisora, as we've always said. Also, we always spoke about number 10, Zhang Zili, or Zili Zhang. 11, Frank Sanchez Fayur. He's a Cuban fighter, I believe. With a very high knockout ratio as well. I think that's who he is. Number 12, Tom Schwartz. Again, behave yourself. Number 13, Dempsey McKean. As I said before, I've never seen him fight. Number 14, Filip Hrgović. I think number 14 for Filip Hrgović is actually okay. I think in the other sanctioning bodies, he's ranked a little bit too high. But I think number 14 so far is pretty good. But either way, top 15, yeah, maybe. Number 15, Fujimoto. Behave yourself. So as you can see, if you compare the last video with the WBC and now compare this one, the WBC in their top 15, while we may not agree with their ranking positions, they do have a better top 15 than any of these three. Because these three, they do like to keep people in certain positions when they haven't done anything or when they get smoothed out, or like Fujimoto. Why is he in the top 15? Why is Tom Schwartz in the top 15 of 2 sanctioning bodies? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Anyway, that's what's going on. This is the WBA, IBF, and WBO World Heavyweight Rankings. Of course, Anthony Joshua is champion of. Again, for anybody who... Because every time I do ranking videos, people always say, so in this particular example, they'll probably say, well, why is Tyson Fury not ranked? It's because he's champion of the WBC. If they say, well, why is Dillian Whyte not ranked? Because he's the interim WBC champion. That's why. Okay, anyway, that is the news as far as the rankings are concerned. I know I skipped through some of it, but it's purely just to keep you guys entertained. And again, please go watch that Barry Hearn video, which will be popping up on your screen right about now. Drop your thoughts below about it all, click thumbs up, and of course, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.